Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. We have some little bitty signings to talk about today and some other stuff as well. Let's go. Bounced. Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. Thank you very much for coming in, saying hi, and hanging out for a little bit. My name is Jimmy. Jake is over there. He's having a great hair day. Trevor Plouffe is in California. Solid hair day for him as well. Beard looks nice and shaped up from the side down. I like that. And BBD is in the corner wearing his sequin shirt, which is a show on the network that stars Trevor Plouffe. How about that? Synergy. Cohesion. Jake has a proposal about changing the shift. We'll get into that at the 20-minute mark. If you want to skip ahead to that, skip ahead now. Otherwise, how are you doing?
James, Trevor, Big Baby David, Mendelson. How are you? How are you guys? A couple signings. We're easing into it. A couple interesting ones for the market. I think there's some plays there. Good to see Treinen get kind of a fair contract for a guy that came over and did his job. The Robbie Grossman's interesting on a few levels. And, as always, baseball getting hotter in the streets. So I am looking sexy today, which is huge. And, Trev, I think you said before the show you're feeling sexy, which is good for you.
Lately, I've just been really confident. I don't want that to come across in like a negative D word way. But I'm feeling great.
Dingle dick?
What?
What D word were you referencing?
What was the D word? Jimmy guessed dingle dick.
Douchey.
Oh. Okay.
Oh.
That was a hard D word. I'm not trying to throw that out there.
Yeah.
But look, I feel great. Jake, you look great. Jimmy, you look the same as you always do. And BBD, sexy.
Yeah.
Sexy today.
Appeal.
Yeah. I don't look nor feel great. I'm kind of tired.
You kind of just look like Jim.
Thanks. Well, I'm wearing a brand new shirt my mom got me for Christmas.
Still are, Jim.
So maybe you can be nice about the shirt
Yeah.
so my mom feels good.
I like the shirt. What does it say?
It says it's always sunny in Lavalette. My mom has become like a fiend for the shirts that we make.
She's a content creator.
She's like a catchy, if there's a shirt that pops up on her Facebook or Instagram that's funny, like she has like a social distancing meme shirt.
It's a good karma thing.
It's good.
I think she thinks that's what we do, so she's like feeding the beast. That's why I watch YouTube commercials because I'm like, those help us, so I might as well a little karma there.
I think she
I
just
can see that. Okay.
She just likes jokes
and really good content. She's putting out dog content that's
my mom has
right now.
my mom has an account for her dog and she's pretty good at running it.
Yeah. It's good content.
Is this an IG account? Like, I don't follow this. What do I got to do?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if she wants it
we
getting
don't know.
blown up.
We'll talk to her.
I don't know if she wants her IG dog account.
I can send her a text.
Yeah, send her.
I
text.
can guarantee she wants me to follow her. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know if she wants me to give you the link on the airwaves.
Probably not on the airwaves.
One jerkhead comes in there, leaves one bad comment on the fantastic dog account she runs, and then she starts questioning everything. You know how negative people can they're a disease, man. Keep them away from my mother's beautiful Instagram account about her dog.
I love beautiful mothers.
The shift.
Well, not yet.
Too early.
Trev, do you like Greg Allen?
Wow, big trade. Trade
No,
alert.
we have some bullet points here. That's like the last and dumb one. The Treinen one is the big one. He gets 2 years, $17.5 million, and an option for the third, which I'm blanking on right now because we didn't fully.
$8 million.
$8 million club option with a $1.5 million buyout. So does that mean this is really a $19 million deal?
Guaranteed 18, and then it'll either finish at 19 or it'll finish at 26, MathPod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 19, but 19 is the minimum he'll get from this with the buyout.
Yeah.
That's cool.
You always jump there. That's kind of a weird way to look at it.
That's how the player looks at it for sure.
Yeah, you just don't want to know the guaranteed money. And if
could also be 20.
Buyout is guaranteed.
But that's not guaranteed. The guaranteed money is what you want to know. That's why sometimes like the 17 and a half, that's a weird number. 19 is the normal correct number.
I think 17 is the guaranteed number. 17 and a half because it's 6 per year, 12, a $4 million
Okay, so 17 and a half is the guaranteed number?
16, 1.5 buyout.
I just like knowing what the guaranteed number is. I think that's what
I thought the same thing, BBD. You're right. 17 and a half is the guaranteed number. Great payday for him. He deserves it. Had a rough 2019, but bounced back this year and was pretty damn good.
The Dodgers have the flexibility to do this with one of the few teams that probably made good money in the last year because they had a deep run. They sold a lot of merch on playoff stuff. Fan base is hot. They spend money already, so they kind of don't care. They gave Mookie the contract amidst all of that. They also are like flush with relievers. I think if they really, really needed someone, I don't know if like the Treinen's the guy that they – because of the injury history and how volatile his career path has gone. But they're like, hey, if he has like somewhat of a down year, we got 4 other guys back there and more coming. Like they have so much wiggle room. I'm happy for him. I think he's going to be a stud again. I just think the Dodgers are in the perfect spot to do whatever they want here.
Yeah, it's not really injury history. He's thrown a good amount of bullets. He had his 2019 was a bad season. I mean, he got knocked around a little bit, so Oakland,
it wasn't like nagging or anything.
Oh. So Oakland.
It was the walk. It was the walks for him in 2019. If you look at his, his base on balls per 9, he's usually hovering right around 2.5 to 3, and in 2019, I'm looking at right now, it's a 5.7. So that's more runners on base, more chances to score. He corrected that last year, and I think the biggest thing with a guy like Treinen is even if he's not on, he just doesn't give up home runs. So when you don't give up home runs, you get a ton of ground balls, you limit the chance to have big innings against your team. It's exactly what a team like the Dodgers is looking for. Ground balls, keep the home runs down, give us a chance to win. It's exactly, and he has a high floor, but also a high ceiling. Like this guy could be, a top reliever in baseball and no one would bat an eye. So I think it's an easy signing for them. I'm surprised that no other teams got in on it, but maybe he just wanted to be back in LA.
Yeah, he could have made it known right away, right? Like, nah, I'm going to work something out with the Dodgers.
Yeah, I mean it in the wild card, which I'd love to hear what Dodgers fans are thinking. I mean, Urias, who came in and became the hero of that bullpen per se. I mean, he's still crazy young and he can throw bullets. So I think the Dodgers still want to see him try to start. So Treinen, outside of him, was the kind of most reliable guy in that bullpen. So interested to see if we get saves. I know when we were talking about doing some pitching paths, we were wondering if Treinen would be the closer. And he's kind of, I don't know, again, that future of bullpens. Like if Blake Treinen is coming in to close some games, cool. If he's in the 8th inning or 7th inning or wherever the best slot for him is, he's perfect. And yeah, he's one of those, we talk about the pitching evolution, throwing more 4-seamers. It's like, for a guy like him, no, man, keep throwing that sinker. Do your thing.
Disgusting.
Yeah, it's gross. And yeah, good for him.
Good for the Dodgers. I mean, they get everyone.
I love his quote.
What's
too.
the Dodgers bullpen now next year? Because they got Treinen, they got Canely.
Well, he's out next year.
Well, I meant
the next
I have
next
this
year.
year is this year. I'm in 2021.
You're there.
Jake.
I bet the stuff will happen. Is my take.
Okay.
He had a cool quote. He said, anytime the best team in baseball wants to sign you, it's a blessing. It's a great organization. I had a blast with the players and the staff members. My family really enjoyed being in LA, so we're excited to be back. It's a great situation for him. If you love being there, obviously they are a great team, but when you feel comfortable with your family and your family likes being where you're at, it's a no-brainer for him. So very happy he gets a nice payday.
For this year, not next year. Next year, Joe Kelly and Ken Lee come off the books. But this year, Ken Lee, Bruce Starr, Joe Kelly, Treinen's back, Victor Gonzalez, Kolarik's still there. And then what might be a move that got really overlooked. Corey Knebel, Evil Knebel coming over from the Brewers. That guy is gross. So that Dodgers bullpen, which was their Achilles heel, might continue to be getting a little better.
And remember, Gonzalez came on at the end. A little
Zero.
lefty, switch it up, switcheroo there. Yeah, I'm looking at that possibly being a strong suit for the Dodgers. Do they have a weak link? I don't think they do.
It's so fun winning the World Series and having money, and just players come back, and then players drop lines like that, and no one can really say anything. Just an awesome time. I'm just jealous of Dodgers fans right now. Everyone hates on that. You'd love it if you were there. Like, he can say that. Like, yeah, when the best team in baseball offers you a contract, you're not going to say no. And if that was like, the Yankees right now, you would scoff and everyone would be like, best team in baseball, gross. No, it's the Red Sox or any past successful team. One team, you can get to say that, and everyone's like, yeah, whatever. Fucker.
They probably offered him the most money, too.
Sure, but I'm saying that line, the pandering, the fan service, no one can say anything about it.
Fandering.
He admitted there was more lucrative options on the table. Whether that's true or not, don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Yes, that's what I'm saying. He gets to play this pander, cozy, everyone's lovey-dovey game in Dodgers land. And I'm jealous of it. That's all. So, good for them. Less interesting, Robbie Grossman goes to Detroit.
Whoa, hey.
I think Trev's going to fight you on that.
Well, it's less interesting.
That's an opinion.
We love Robbie Grossman.
We do?
Upstart Tigers, dude.
Friend of the pod, Robbie Grossman. This is what I like about this signing for Detroit.
We have breaking news. We have breaking news.
Big news. BBD hit the passing button.
New York Mets are deep in talks on a deal to acquire Francisco Lindor from the Cleveland Indians.
Whoa! Dicks out.
Who reported it?
Passing.
Hell yeah.
Wow, it's getting real.
That is big news right there. That is huge news.
I thought you wanted to talk about Robbie Grossman, though.
I do want to talk about Robbie
Hit the passing button again. Hit the passing button again. Jimmy's mom says, if you want to advertise the dog's Instagram, it is special.
She's got me in a bad spot. Either I send everyone to her dog Instagram, and everyone's nice and she likes it, or there's one butthead out there who ruined. Katie, my wife now, she's got buttheads that follow her and then say rude things, and it kind of ruins her day for a little bit.
I didn't do it.
No, it's just, not everyone's nice.
Our franchise was a joke for a bunch of decades, and we got the richest owner in the sport. Step right up and meet the Mets.
Greet the Mets. A bad headline came out about our new owner that everybody loves yesterday, so we had to give him a new headline today to change the narrative. Step right up and meet the Mets. Greet the Mets.
It's a great song.
It's a great song.
Meet the Mets is all
Meet the
time
Mets is
jingle.
a great song.
How come I don't know that song?
You don't know the Meet the Mets song?
No.
Wow.
Wait, all right, I'll play you the original.
Awesome. BBD.
If the Francisco Lindor to the Mets deal is completed as expected, shortstop Andres Jimenez would be part of the package going back to Cleveland.
Whoa.
That's a prospect.
I assume
he was solid for them this past year, and he's young.
All right.
Okay.
Here, Trev. Just a little bit of this. If you've never heard it, you need to hear it.
Meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life, because the Mets are really socking the ball, knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down.
So the most popular verse isn't the first one.
Never is.
It's like the butcher, the baker. What's that verse?
It's the
We have
dreamers,
in Minnesota,
and
we had the same thing. It's the song's called like "We're Gonna Win, Twins, We're Gonna Score." So when we would take the field, that's what would play, and players were questioning it a lot because, like, dude, you watch the White Sox come on the field and they're coming out to, I think, Metallica or something really cool like that, and here it's like, we're gonna win, Twins, we're gonna. Well,
when they hit, they're
doesn't
perfect.
really get you pumped up.
Like the Cubs song, After when they won the World Series, like that song is amazing.
Oh my God.
The New York,
Say
New York
the
song
Cubs
is
are gonna
great
win today?
after
How's it
New
go?
York victories. I like
Go
that.
Cubs, go! Yeah. New York, New York. Do you know that they used to play? A lot of people don't know this. If we have non-Yankees fans, they used to play Eliza Minnelli version when the Yankees lost, and Frank Sinatra when the Yankees won. And Minnelli and her camp were like, "Hey, I would rather not be associated with losing."
Yeah.
so they stopped. And now the Yankees play the Sinatra song when they win or lose, which is bullshit. You cannot play the win song on losses.
Yeah.
Just don't play it.
Yeah. So everyone go home.
Yeah.
Enough Yankees.
That's huge news right there. The Mets. Lindor.
Huge news.
Middle of the lineup. Shortstop. 2 more years or 1 year?
1 year.
Is it kind of
Doesn't
funny
matter.
that the owner of the Mets publicly tweeted out like last week, like, newsflash, we don't have a farm system. And then Cleveland was like, we hear you don't got any guys. You're kind of perfect for us.
Ideal.
You got a hodgepodge of shortstops. Didn't they just take 2 shortstops? So how many shortstops do they have in their system now? If they do this, didn't Cleveland just take 2 shortstops from the Padres?
Yeah, but I think they're doing like
They become other
shortstops can
players.
play second base, third base, or the outfield. Look at Trevor Plouffe.
Yeah.
How many MLB positions you play in your career? 5?
What?
Third base, shortstop, right field,
At every
first
position
base.
except for center field, pitcher, catcher.
Versatile.
Versatile.
What are you saying,
even
Trev?
bullpen catcher. But listen, think about this. Lindor, yes, you get him for 1 year, but you got the richest owner in sports. You got the guy you want for free agency. It would not surprise me if by the beginning of the season, he's already had an extension in place.
Yeah,
There's a chance.
Like 100% before this season is over, he'll be a Met for the next 7 years. And it's an awesome feeling if you're a Mets fan because you're going to get this guy is everything you want in your franchise player. And your owner just made it happen.
It's awesome, man. We said this for Mets fans, and this is kind of what I've been hoping for the Mets. I mean, this is interesting. Again, our Yankees fan, we were just talking Sinatra, so we'll stay away from it. But does this take them out of DJ LeMahieu? Does this bring them more in for DJ LeMahieu? Because it looks like so Rosario has been their shortstop for the past couple years. Jimenez kind of challenged him this year, the 22-year-old who's supposedly part of the trade. He was playing really good baseball, so you wonder if can Rosario slide over. I mean, Lindor, dude, he's switch hitter, top of the lineup. Defensively, which has been the Mets' weakness for the past few years, he's a stud there. He's incredible. If Andrelton Simmons didn't exist, we would talk a lot more about Lindor defensively. You gotta love it. I mean, we'll see the trade package, but it's not going to be much because it's 1 year at $20 million or whatever it is. And I mean, this is awesome for the Mets. You got McCann, you got the shortstop, Trevor May's in the pen. I wouldn't be surprised if they still sign Brad Hand or someone like that for the bullpen. The Mets are here, man.
I don't think they're done. I don't think they're done at all.
We wake up in the morning, we brush our teeth at night, and at night we brush our teeth again. Step right up and meet
I
the
thought that
Mets.
was going to come back. Never came
Never
back.
came back.
Just
I
a
could've-
toothbrush and
Just
song.
toothbrush. Nothing about baseball or the trade or anything.
Wow.
Just about daily activities that maybe some Mets players do.
So this is live. We don't know the full package.
No, it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
It is
Man.
being finalized, but we don't know the package yet.
That's awesome. So marketable. Like he's going to do so well in New York. He's in Cleveland and he's still a huge star.
Awesome.
The Mets are also getting Carlos Carrasco from the Indians in the Lindor.
Wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's huge, man. That's huge.
That's awesome.
DeGrom, Stroman, Carrasco, Peterson, and then hopefully they get Syndergaard back midseason. I mean,
The Mets. Man, what is that? I mean, I don't want to turn this into a Yankees pod. I don't. But what is that? What's the feeling like in New York when the Mets have been, second fiddle for as long as you can remember? Are they still second fiddle? Yes, but they're on their way up.
it's going to be interesting. I mean,
Steve Cohen's the new Steinbrenner, right?
You're
Like,
going to
how people think Steinbrenner is.
right. I mean,
Steve Cohen's that guy now.
Cohen's stock right now is through the roof, and you're going to see some Mets fans coming out of the woodwork, and that's exciting. Like, it's good for baseball. Once the ball starts getting played, that's when things get interesting, because if you're winning a lot, times are good. If you're losing a lot, times are bad. I am, Trevor, interested to see if this dictates anything with the Yankees. I mean, the Yankees are run like a business now. It's not George Steinbrenner, tearing up his office and saying, get me this guy. Like, the Yankees haven't been that for a long time, but they still have that reputation. They run like a business. I will say this. The guy who runs the team, his last name is still Steinbrenner. And if Mets fever does start happening a little bit, you wonder if that could open up a wallet a little more or make something else happen. As of right now, I mean, you're still taking body blows, and, I mean, the Yanks are still the favorites in the AL East, so it's just exciting, man. I mean, being this my first year living in New York City, if we could get this city healthy and we can get the Mets and Yankees both rolling, I mean, yes, man.
Hey, let me make a comparison here that I bet will be made a lot if it hasn't already. This is very similar to Lakers Clippers. And maybe tell me if I'm wrong. Yankees and the Lakers obviously being comparable, Clippers, Mets being comparable. Same thing happened with the Clippers. What's the guy's name that owns them now? Steve Ballmer.
Yep.
Comes in, ultra rich dude, comes in, signs a bunch of players, changes the uniform. He's building a new stadium. But guess what? The Lakers are still the talk of the town. Now, yeah, did they win the championship? Do they have LeBron James? Yes, that does a lot for it. But in my mind, I think it's, unless the Mets go out and win a World Series, it's still always going to be Yankees first.
Yeah.
No matter what. Even when the Lakers were not making the playoffs and the Clippers were making the playoffs, still a Laker town. Without a doubt. It's going to take a lot for the Mets. And I feel like right now we're talking about the Mets so much and people are thinking, is New York Mets town now? And in my experience dealing with the Clippers and the Lakers, it's going to take a long time, like maybe multiple championships before New York, people think of the Mets first in New York.
They won't.
Yeah.
How you doing over there, Tom?
I'm good. I always get frustrated because I made my joke about how Cleveland's dumb. Right. Now, like, everyone's like acting like I'm mad or I'm being salty towards the Mets. And I'm like, what?
Gotcha.
This is awesome for the Mets. Like, I didn't have any of those feelings at all. I didn't think Lindor was coming to the Yankees, and that's really...
Can't read tone.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like all the Mets fans are like, oh, so salty. I'm like, I'm praising you guys.
Yeah.
I'm saying good job. Like, if they get Carrasco, too, that's a hell of a deal. Cashman does need to do something now, like, along with DJ. Otherwise, it's kind of bullshit comparison. But, I mean, Yankees fandom even included. Like, this is if they get Carrasco, too, that's a really, like, because they always have a hurt pitcher. They have a really good rotation. He's like a perfect 3-4. I don't even know where he lands.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's got really crazy potential to have a great year, or his bad year, isn't going to hurt you. Like, he's a guy with good stuff.
Yes.
He's a veteran.
Got a few years of a team-friendly deal attached to him.
Yeah, that wasn't team-friendly for Cleveland. The other place that my head jumped, guys, I mean, this NL East is going to be nuts. I mean, Phillies, what's up? Like, you guys just brought in Dombro. Like, he's trying to go. And this is, the Nationals, we'll see if they make a splash. Otherwise, they start sliding behind, but they still got the horses. The Braves are supposed to be, starting a young, powerhouse team of sorts. And I feel like I alluded to this a couple episodes ago, or a little while back. I mean, the Marlins, hey, manager of the year, we're excited. Who are you going to pick them over? I mean...
That's a top-down, strong, maybe the best division in baseball. It has to be, right?
It's a lot of signings to be sorted out.
It depends. It depends if what you're looking at.
If Real Muto and bullpen goes to Philly and the Nats make a splash.
Depends what you're looking at. If you're saying only 2 teams from each division are going to make the playoffs, so which division has the best 2 teams? It's still the NL West. But if you're saying who's got the deepest division,
Could be the
then
NL,
it could be the NL East. But in the end, who cares about how good your fifth place team is?
The reason you'd say that, and I do think there's no doubt that the NL East is now the deepest division in baseball. I think the reason you'd bring that up is the fact that they have to play each other a lot.
Yeah.
That's tough for them. And then whoever's got the NL East this year in their interleague, which I don't know who it is, tough draw.
Yeah. And when we were talking about all the Cy Young stats and stuff, like, what the NL East is going to have to face on a regular nightly basis is going to be a lot different than the Central.
Yes, but once they get to the playoffs, it's still think the Dodgers and the Padres are pretty strong.
Yeah, they ain't bad.
But deepest,
Marcus Stroman's going off on Twitter. He's feeling it.
Tasting it.
Trevor May, everybody. This is big news, man. People are talking about it right now. And it's looking like Ken is reporting now that Andres Jimenez in the deal. Also, Josh Wolf, who is a second-round pick in 2019, a right-handed pitcher.
Great.
So they're going young. They're getting the young guys. Cleveland.
Great for the Mets.
Yeah, they had a really good run. I'll say that for Cleveland. They built a good team. They were this close to winning the World Series. Raja Davis, Homer, and then they couldn't get it done. But now you're going to be back to living in Cleveland and having a tough baseball team to watch.
Do we have the full trade here? Did you guys just round it out? Like, is it complete?
There is just a third piece reported. Mets outfield prospect Isaiah Green, also in the Lindor trade. He was their second-round pick last year.
Couple second
round
he's
pick
far away.
last year?
He's really far away. He was out of high school last year.
What's the years on Cookie and money?
Let's see.
Like Lindor, obviously it's one season, right?
One season, hoping.
Buster Olney already said he expects Lindor to sign.
I would
assume
him.
they're.
I would
that was
assume
always
like the Mets are going to sign Lindor to an extension, but they still can't trade against that. The Indians are going to offer more because of that. That's your own. Hey, once you're trading for this year of Lindor, value wise.
Carrasco's $12 million this year, $12 million next year, and then there's a team option. So, he's going to be 30, 34, 35.
So it's 2 years of Cookie Carrasco at like 20 something million. 1 year of Lindor at how much is his? 20?
19, 20, something like that.
It's a vesting option on that third year. He has to reach 170 innings.
By the way, Carrasco was pretty good last year. He struggled in 2019, but last year, 12 starts, 2.91 ERA.
He's nasty, man.
Not the kind of guy you liked facing, Trev.
Here's the flip side of the whole deal. Cleveland.
Who did Cleveland
payroll will be? The Cleveland's payroll will be under $40 million this year after trading Lindor and Carrasco. It's a Major League Baseball team having a payroll under $40 million. I know that's still a huge number for everybody, but it's not for Major League Baseball. $40 million is a joke for your payroll.
They need a floor, man. They need a floor.
And
Cleveland, the Jake used to sell out every game. It's just not right.
Did it? Because I know that even when Cleveland was good they didn't sell out.
Oh yeah, they have a sign up in right
That's
field.
their
It's
whole
like
thing.
459 games in a row they sold out or something like that. Check that out, BBD. I don't know if that's right, but it was a lot.
There was 1 year where maybe it ended, and I forget.
I mean, this was during the Tomei days. And But so since then it's been different. But no, I think they have the record maybe in pro sports. I don't know.
That's cool.
455 says the chat, which I'll believe.
Days in a row?
Games in a row.
Games in a row sold out. It's awesome.
That's
awesome. Freaking crazy.
When did that end? I'm trying to figure out. Because I remember my dad and his buddy from Cleveland were busting balls about how no one is going to Progressive anymore. Yeah. And the first 2 months, it was just empty because it was cold and shit. That was the guy was, it's cold. No one's going.
It's freezing there.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
It's right off the water. It's ridiculously cold. So having that record in Cleveland is just shows there's passionate baseball fans there.
Another good note from the Patreon chat right now. Michael Kelly, there are 5 basketball players making $40 million this year.
5.
Yeah.
How many baseball players?
40
Zero.
mil, none. What's the
49.
high right now? 35, 36?
It's
And
a little,
Trout and
it's-
Kershaw are the highest paid.
It's very hard to compare that to basketball.
Okay, so the highest baseball player makes 36 this year.
Yeah, but you need to field a 40-person or a 20-person
Right,
team.
let's get off basketball. I know what you're saying.
Like, I hate comparing it to basketball, and I think
It's
everyone
just-
does
it's
that
a
all the
point.
time.
Mike Trout gets 36.
If baseball teams consisted of just 10 players, people would be making 40 mil.
Yes.
You don't know that.
Yeah, they would. Think of how much money they
Yeah,
spend.
I agree they would.
I just hate the
but-
comparisons there. It's like they're so different. People like comparing them all the time.
Well, everything's different. They have a revenue sharing system where baseball does not. So basketball's hot in the streets. They're going to be being paid a lot.
Yeah. Who are these prospects going back? Andres Jimenez, and then the Josh Wolf, and then who else? There's got to be others.
Trout makes 37, Cole 36.
The 3 names reported: Andres Jimenez, the shortstop, pitcher Josh Wolf, and Isaiah Green, outfielder.
Got to be money.
I mean,
they're
willing-
taking
willing
money
to
away
take,
from the
yeah.
Indians. It's 1 year. And
2 years of Carrasco.
Carrasco's getting older. Like his value right now isn't through the roof. He was bad in 2019.
This sucks for free agent pitchers. How many pitchers have been traded now that have over $10 million a year? Snell, you, and now Cookie Carrasco. And teams would much rather find these contracts than go pay a guy
the remainder of theirs
Yeah.
to negotiate a
and
new one.
negotiate a new one. Like, this sucks for Odorizzi and Paxton and all these other pitchers on the market. I think. I mean, I really don't know how it's going to.
Today's Sugano day. How quickly did that get buried?
Did Sugano sign
I think this-
somewhere?
Today's the last day. We'll find out.
I do think this took the Mets out of the DJ sweepstakes, which takes another team out, which it works in the Yankees' favor, getting him cheaper. Because who's connected to him now? Dodgers and Yankees, right?
Blue Jays.
Blue Jays.
Blue Jays a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Carrasco's 2019 is a big outlier, too.
He had leukemia.
There you go.
He's coming back. I mean, he's getting older. In baseball years, Carrasco's old.
Yeah, I think it's a little different for pitcher, especially of his like repertoire. You know, you can age a little more gracefully on the mound sometimes. Bartolo Colon's not pitching; he's not playing until he's 40.
Hot.
Josh Wolf, Andres Jimenez, and Isaiah Green. Who knows? It's hard to judge prospects, but
I mean, if the
Couple
Mets
guys who were presumably far away from.
if the Mets didn't lock up Lindor, the trade's a win, and they probably are going to.
yeah, that's kind of the upsetting part, right? Like, not upsetting, but every trade, it's like Cleveland. You're just getting rid instead of gaining.
I mean, they're a small market team now. 40 mil.
It's got to be the one of the lowest. Pirates, Marlins, and Cleveland.
An 18-year-old, a 19-year-old, and Jimenez, who made his debut last year as a 21-year-old. Put up decent numbers in a short time. Oh, Isaiah Green's from Corona, California. Trev, does that make you feel any kind of way?
He's probably a hell of a baseball player, probably a gamer. We grow him out here. You know that.
So right now,
I'm looking at 2021 total payrolls right now. And when you look at them all together, $40 million is even more of a joke. I mean, the Dodgers have a $190 million payroll, Yankees 166, Mets 164. That's going to be added on. I assume this is not updated yet. And then we just keep going down, down, down. This might be updated because this has Cleveland even lower than 40 million. But the Orioles at 42, Pirates at 42, Miami at 43, the Rays at 43. So they'll be the lowest. If this is true, the $40 million number, they'll be the lowest payroll team in the league.
Trade Bieber.
keep it going.
League average is $100 million.
Imagine Bieber's value right now.
They're still going to be able to pitch their dick off too, which is nuts.
Trade Savali. I mean, if they wanted to like max out all their pitchers have value. Right
I think they still think they've got a chance to make a wild card.
No, they don't.
Ahmed Rosario, it sounds like, is going from the Mets to the Indians.
Okay.
That comes from not one of the big name guys, so I guess hold up.
We'll hold up on it. Would be interesting because then you're starting to get into a potential middle infield for Cleveland.
And now Rosenthal tweeted it.
Rosenthal tweeted. So, yeah. Okay.
Okay, that makes a little more sense then.
And, hey,
Tiny bit more sense.
I've got news for you, which Trev, I was going to disagree with you at the time. I don't think they're out on DJ, man.
Who are the Mets?
Yeah.
I mean, no,
They
no,
don't have a second baseman
necessarily
right
out
now.
on DJ, but I think that the Yankees are like, okay.
Their second base
Probably a good thing
options
for us.
were Jimenez and Rosario. Our guy Guillorme is still there. Great breakdown from Jom, but
Can they just slide? Don't they have someone they can easily slide over?
McNeil's there. He can play
We
second,
got a
but
few guys that could play.
they've kind of kicked him to the outfield.
I thought he was better at second. Maybe I'm misremembering
I think
between
it's
someone
reverse.
else.
You might be thinking of JD Davis. He does some third base outfield stuff. With
Yeah, I don't know. I just remember when I tweeted that when Cano got popped for steroids, I said, "Oh, this is good for DJ's camp because now he can use the Mets as leverage for talks." And all the Mets fans responded saying, like, "Why would we get DJ? We can just move blah blah back to second where he belongs." I forget who they were talking about, but. Hey, baseball, Jake, you got a big headline here.
Yeah, man, I said baseball was getting hot in the streets. It's official. So now I
You know
can
who
talk
I would
about the
love
shift.
to see go to the Mets?
Who would you, Trevor, can we stop for a second? Who would you, Trevor Plouffe, love to see go to the Mets?
Just call full circle.
Okay.
Or maybe not full circle, because I guess that would be the Orioles.
Piazza.
Justin Turner returning to the Mets on a cheap deal. I mean, he's not going to be too expensive. Who plays third base for the Mets right now?
JD Davis.
Is he a big boy? Can he move to second base? Justin Turner might be able to play second
JD
base.
Davis, they probably want in the outfield more than third, but McNeil.
They got options, baby.
McNeil back to second. Turner at third. JD Davis to the outfield. Lindor at short.
Defense doesn't matter.
Another banger in the lineup. Mets bringing him back. A big mistake by the last ownership group. New ownership group says, no, we'll correct that for you. Bringing Turner back.
I wish we had all the news. I like that we got our reaction live,
Yeah.
but I also feel like I can't give it like an adequate I want to bend my head around
Formulate.
it more. Yeah, formulate actual thoughts. As of right now, obviously this is fantastic for Mets fans and Mets. Not only like the fact that this is going to sound so stupid. Like the fact that they're doing it means just as much as the fact that they're getting these players back. Just like the whole change in ownership, like the whole vibe is real. Like this is kind of like a notch in like new ownership is different. And that's a win. And then you get the players for the next couple of years. And then that's a huge win. The real win.
I mean, talk about a goddamn playbook from Steve Cohen. Come in, get on Twitter, have some fun, yuck it up. What do you guys want to see? And then you just go out and get a new face of the franchise. One of the most beloved people around baseball. Big smile, switch hitter, he's having fun, mic him up. Like this is gold, Jerry, gold.
How old is Lindor? What do we got in him?
It's not 14, is it?
Rosenthal deleted the tweet that you retweeted.
Oh, you can't do that, Ken. You can't do that, Ken.
Oh, he just put it back out. Must have been a typo.
Francisco Lindor turned 27 2 months ago.
All right, he got the full trade. I like that.
27? Oh my gosh, dude. Good for the Mets.
Isn't that nuts? He's 27 years old.
I'm going to buy a Mets hat.
Huge.
No, I'm not.
This trade's
but
awesome
I'm
for the
not.
Mets, man. It's awesome for the Mets.
Even if the prospects pan out, dude, as long as you
Rosario and
re-sign Lindor.
Jimenez are like, they made their debut already, right?
Yeah.
Rosario's got like 4 years under his belt. Josh Wolf and Isaiah Green are teenagers.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Far away.
Lotto tickets.
Second round 2020 pick. Like not even like part of their like plans yet, really. Great trade for the Mets as of now.
Yeah.
And they're probably going to lock Lindor up. Why wouldn't they?
They have to. They have to.
But
really
no, it's
funny
nuts.
that a week ago Steve Cohen tweeted about how they didn't have a farm system.
No, it's nuts. They don't even have to, and this is still a fine trade. Like, some of the nerds are going to get mad about that because, Jimenez is going to get 10 WAR in the next 5 years. And it's like, yeah, you're right. But, I mean, the Mets win this.
Awesome. What an awesome day for baseball. I love that.
There was a thread on Reddit the other day.
Thread it.
Jared Porter. Let's give Jared Porter. Steve Cohen's getting all the love here, but what about Jared Porter? Brand new GM swinging this thing.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Did you think he did this?
I mean, doesn't he
he's
still
been a job for a month now, right?
He still answer to Alderson? Give them both credit.
Everybody should get credit.
Good job, the Mets.
All the people involved. Good work.
There was a post. There's a post on Reddit a couple days ago, and it was interested in hearing other people's fan bases like thoughts, and it was like, who's a player on your team that everyone loves but you actually dislike? Who's a player that everyone dislikes but you actually like? And there was like one of the most upvoted things was Indians fans saying they didn't actually like Lindor. I think they were just coming to grips with the fact that they were trading him.
That's called coping.
I wish I could find it because it was funny.
It's horse shit.
Yeah, it was funny to see like the things they were saying. I can't find it though, but it was funny.
They love him there.
How could you not love him? He's very good.
I remember when he first got called up. I think we might have been one of his first games in Cleveland, and he was wearing these Under Armour cleats. They looked like they were high tops, but he had taken scissors to them to make them like mid tops. And I was just looking at him like, what'd you do to your cleats? Like, what is that? And he's, I just, these feel better to me this way. They're like a little bit lighter. And then he like gave me the big smile, and I was like, okay, who is this?
Have
kid?
you ever touched Francisco?
I saw him hit once.
Have you ever touched Francisco Lindor?
Of course.
A lot?
Of course. I might have touched his butt before. Like, hey,
Nice.
We just bump fists.
Francisco Lindor has 4 full seasons in the Major League Baseball.
Don't schmooze right now.
How many of those 4 seasons do you think he received MVP votes?
3.
Oh, I'm supposed to guess? I'm going to his reference page right now.
I'm looking at it right now. I was just going to say,
it's all
this
of
year
them.
he played 60 games.
Not a full season, though.
It was
all
as
of them.
full as he was allowed to.
9, 5, 6, and 15.
If someone said was the 2020 season a full season, we would all say, no, it was not a full season. So get your semantics out of my fucking face.
You got
So I was
semantics.
thinking service time implication.
Yeah.
People think,
wow.
You're saying there's 2 years left.
You just got bugged. You just got bug souped.
Just got nerded.
Also backpedaling off of.
Jose Abreu's MVP doesn't count.
I think that no one's going to
slope.
care about this year besides the World Series winner.
Baseball moves on, man.
No, like in the Elias record book that I have here, they say all the time like shortened season or asterisks and whatever. Whatever. By fun stat, you guys losered me out.
Yeah.
I'm not even
I
sharing
just
the answer.
love everything about this guy. When you look at his baseball reference page, all the numbers that people say don't matter and are circumstantial, but aren't really. Like runs scored, people say, oh, that's just an opportunity statistic. It's a counting stat. It's still a skill to score runs. Like this guy is an excellent base runner. You also have to get on base, and he's above league average on not great OBP 346 career, still pretty good, but he scores runs, dude, and steals bases and does everything. Plays good defense. This guy is an all-around player. Not to mention what he can bring marketing wise to New York. I mean, I know we're just waxing poetic about this kid now, but there's just so many good things to say about him.
He finished at run scored twice at 99, which that sucks.
That sucks.
Like, hit him in, Cleveland. They've been disrespecting
He's
him
got
for years.
3 30-homer seasons under his belt. I mean,
John stumbled into this, I think, last year, a couple years ago, and he needs a little taste after the Lindor MVP fiasco. But if you go through the years, the decades of runs scored, it's like all of the best players are the leaders.
yeah. People
Score runs
shoot
are good.
that stat down a lot. And RBIs, they also shoot down a lot. But you'll ask any baseball player, And they'll say it takes a special someone to do both of those. Like you have to know how to hit with runners in scoring position. You have to know how to score runs. You have to be a good base runner. There's things that go into it. And yes, there are circumstances to get you higher in both of those categories, but it's still a skill.
There's some really funny outliers though, where that disprove those stats a little bit. Like Addison Russell had 95 RBIs in 2016. Yeah. But he was not a good hitter. He was below average. But the two guys ahead of him had like 380 on base percentage. So basically, if he got a hit, a dude was scoring. Yeah. So there are a lot of with RBIs, there are like it still goes to the credit. I agree with you. I agree with you. I think that's an outlier. There's another player that has like 100 RBI season with just awful slash line. It's like, well, the dude's in front of you. Like, all three of the guys that hit ahead of you were on base for almost every at-bat you had.
Maybe the biggest thing, nickname, Baseball Reference, Mr. Smile. Like, if you're bringing that in, that's what you want.
They need to tighten up the nicknames on Baseball Reference a good amount. Like, no, it needs to be like Rocket or Big Unit or like names that were actually used in passing. If I were like, the Mets got Mr. Smiles,
right?
Everyone would have a collective moment where like, who's that? And that means it shouldn't be on Baseball Reference. It needs to be like, you recognize it right away.
I got to read more up. I'm going to keep going on Lindor. I'm got to read more up on him because I know he's Puerto Rican.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Puerto Rico is part of the United States, but it's still kind of shocking to me to see he played on the 16 and under and 18 under Team USA. He went to high school in Florida. I didn't know all that. So he's, man, I don't know.
Do you want me to speed read his Wikipedia for you?
Kind of. Born in 93, that makes me want to throw up. BBD, I don't want to know when you were born because that will make me
01.
Vomit on space.
Say it.
Let's see when he moved here. Born in Puerto Rico, Lindor began playing baseball at an early age. When he moved to his family to Florida when he was 12, he became the Indians' first-round selection and 8th overall in 2011. So when he was 12. So that's why he played for Team USA.
Yeah. 28.7 career WAR through 5 years. I mean, that's averaging over 5 WAR per year. That's kind of what you want. It's what you're looking for.
Keep going, the Mets. Put pressure on all these owners.
What else do you want them to do?
Sign LeMahieu.
Sign Bauer?
Sign another starting pitcher. Sign Bauer. Why not? Sign Brad Hand. Springer.
Who's their bullpen right now?
I was just looking at this. It's Edwin Diaz, Trevor May, Familia, Betances, Castro, Brock. They don't have a lefty, so I've wanted them to get Brad Hand. Go get Brad Hand. Go get Bauer. I'll allow a Springer kicker. Get nuts.
Tough break for David Peterson.
I think he's still going to throw a lot of bullets.
Yeah, I mean, you got to use a lot of starters.
Oh, my God.
Trev's out.
Trev out.
Do we want to talk about any of the things that we were going to talk about? Because I kind of don't.
I mean, the only other thing was Grossman.
Yeah.
Really. That's Trev's guy, so tough.
We can save that. Angels interested in trading for Wilson Contreras. Cool. They got rid of Darvish, so they might keep moving. You know what? I say the same. You say Mets keep going. I say Indians keep going.
Yeah.
Trade Bieber right now.
Do it. Get an actual package.
Trade Ramirez. What's he got left on his deal?
He's coming up. He's next.
Minor league seasons officially set to be delayed. That's a bullet point we have here. That's fine. And the Yankees acquired Greg Allen from the Indians, so they're just...
Ooh.
Well, actually, didn't they trade San Diego?
Yeah,
they traded him, and then San Diego DFA'd him.
DFA'd, flipped him.
He's going to be the next Gio Urshela. He'll just be,
Think so?
Where'd they get this guy? No, on Talkin' Yanks, we can talk about why and the ramifications that maybe be part of this, because there are some interesting webs that get weaving, but no one cares about that here.
It's worth discussing on that show. But.
For anyone that's just listening on the podcast app, Trev has disappeared on us, so we're kind of just killing time.
Jose Ramirez, 3 years. He's got $9 million this year, $11 million team option, $13 million team option.
Trade
my
him.
gosh.
Trade him. That's the Yanks counterpunch.
That is a huge value.
They did one of those. They gave him the contract when he was a Ute, hoping it would pay off, and it sure has.
I remember him very well. I think I've told the story before about Ricky Nolasco telling him he's going to hit him the next time he faces him, and Tito sat him. And then he turned into one of the better players in the game.
Did you touch his butt as well?
Probably. I feel like I've touched a lot of guys' butts. You know, a little slap. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Clip that. Trev?
I've seen a lot of guys.
What was that?
What?
Sound like... Never mind.
Did you say anything?
Sound like he was going to say he's seen a lot of guys.
Naked. I did say that.
Yeah, you have said that. You're on the record.
I'm on the record.
You want to get your Grossman takes
get your
in,
Grossman
Trev?
takes out. And then we'll release this because everyone's going to be hungry for Lindor stuff.
Robbie, just a solid dude. Really professional ABs. I know we say that a lot for people, but he really is that. Switch hitter, gets on base, and I think that's kind of what, after reading about Detroit and kind of where they want to improve, their OBP was really bad last year, and they have young guys. And one of the most important lessons you can teach a young player is how to get on base and work counts and be a professional hitter. And I think Robbie, even though he's a very soft-spoken dude, I think by example, watching him take ABs, he'll get the message across. And this is something I probably should have done before the show, but I think he's one of the leaders in pitches seen throughout the last 4 or 5 years per at bat. He's one of those guys he gives you a long look at the pitcher, and he's a tough out. And I think if you have a guy like that teaching young kids, it's a win for your organization. He's going to put up decent numbers, give them value, but I think in the end, that's going to be what he helps the Tigers do most, is create young, polished hitters. And this is coming from a guy who kind of got casted away from, I believe, the Astros, and then went to the A's, and now it was with the Twins. I don't know if the order is correct there.
Astros, Twins, Oakland.
He was in the top 100 for pitches per plate appearance last year, which is still pretty good. He was 72nd.
What about the last couple of years? Can we do that?
I only know how to do it per year. That was 2020. I can quickly check 2019 for you.
How about this? Since 2016, the past 5 seasons, he's got an OPS plus of 106, which, okay, not crazy, but 6% above league average, 360 OBP, and he really mashes lefties. So I think worst case, you've got a platoon guy that can rake a little bit, but he added a little leg kick last year, 826 OPS in this 51 games played. So, hey, maybe he found a little extra juice. But, hey, this Tigers team looking to just get a little better.
He's not on the top 100 list for 19 nor 18. So
sorry, Trev.
Okay, I'm just totally lying to everybody. It seemed to me like when I played with him, he saw a zillion pitches per at bat. So,
well, in 2020, he was up there.
Yeah.
But I don't know where he did the other years.
Either way, I mean,
the leaders in that category, Trevor, are pretty high. Like, it's always like around 4.5, which is per at bat.
Do the math.
A lot.
He gives you a good at bat. He'll teach these guys how to take a good at bat. So I'm happy for him.
I mean, he's got a Hinch connection too, right? Didn't he play for the Astros?
13
Played for the Astros 13, 14, and 15.
So maybe Hinch likes him. Good for Robbie Grossman. All right. I mean, that's the episode that was. It was supposed to be about other stuff. Turned out being reaction to the Lindor trade. I tweeted it out. I stand by it, Jake. Like, blow up baseball. Cohen, like, go sign everyone, right?
Yeah.
And then Cleveland, blow up your team, trade everyone.
Just everyone sprint opposite directions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, everyone should call up the Indians right now and be like, well, what about Ramirez?
Yeah.
We got these 18-year-olds that are awesome.
Ramirez should fetch a hefty package with those team options.
Heard you love teenagers, Cleveland. We got a bunch. All right. That's all. That's the episode. Thank you guys very much. We'll see you later.
Go Mets.